Congressman Adam Schiff, Democrat from California, ranking member of the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. And Congressman, first I want you to respond to your colleague, Congressman Mike McFaul, saying that of constitutional crisis, which seems as much a kind of threat or a promise as it is a description of what would ensue, and already talking about impeachment. I mean, it is remarkable.
Oh, it's really breathtaking, and I think what you're seeing, Chris, is what we've seen on display for the last several years, and that is the GOP in Congress is really not a party of ideas anymore. It's not a party of legislation that agree among themselves. So they become the party of investigation and the party of gridlock. And even before there's an election, they're saying that basically they're going to continue just what they have, even if there's no basis for it. That's just what they do. And I think this will, I hope, have an impact on candidates down ballot who don't want to see that kind of gridlock, that kind of obstructionism, that kind of try to take down the president at any costs kind of a Congress that we've had with the GOP leadership. But I think it all gets back to the fact that the GOP is at war with itself, and the only thing they can agree on these days is to have endless investigations. I served for 2 years on the Benghazi Select Committee, which after $7 million of taxpayer funding found nothing new about Benghazi that we didn't know from the other 8 investigations. And now the Republicans are just promising more of that.
You know, I want you to comment a bit on the FBI, because first of all, I want to distinguish between Comey's actions, which, you know, people think that was the wrong or right judgment, but in terms of his motives, let's put those to the side. To me, the much more worrisome thing about the FBI and its integrity, frankly, is these warring leaks coming out of the Bureau. I mean, this is, you can't run an election with the people entrusted with confidentiality and pursuing high-profile investigations going on, you know, to anonymously talk to reporters to try to pursue a political agenda. It's madness.
You're absolutely right, and I think you do distinguish the two. In the case of Director Comey, I think this was a terrible error in judgment to inject the FBI into the race effectively with the publication of this letter. Those DOJ policies against talking about pending or ongoing elections, investigations around election time are there for good reason. They're designed to ensure fairness to the subject of investigation and also to keep the FBI out of political campaigns. But following that, we have seen something even more disturbing, and that is you're seeing FBI agents apparently willing to go to the press to leak, to try and have an influence on the election. I worked with the Bureau for almost 6 years as an assistant U.S. attorney in Los Angeles. The vast majority of agents are very professional, among the best that I ever worked with. But those that are leaking right now need to understand they are doing lasting and incalculable damage to the FBI. They are damaging the FBI's credibility and its reputation, and that is really hard to repair once it's been damaged.
And I would add the institutional integrity of American democracy, frankly. Congressman Adam Schiff, thank you for your time.